Mainlanders, I feel your loss. I understand your loss. I know there is a lot going on right now, and we have to be able to get through this together. I am so proud of you for holding your heads up, standing in line, and being proud of what you've accomplished. I know I am, because this campaign, we started something. It is the momentum that we need to change the district. The results are that I lost. But don't think of it as that. We started this campaign with nothing, on the basis of restoring equity and equality to everyone in every community. But because our districts are gerrymandered, we understand that not a lot of support was given to us compared to Andy's $1.5 million. It is like a true David versus Goliath, especially when David is an LGBT woman. We understand so much more because we represent you, our community. But thanks to you, our volunteers, our staff, who decided to support us even through a pandemic to make sure that our voters were reached, those phone calls were made, those texts were made, a lot was accomplished. And to you, my spouse, Sarah, I love you because you supported me, you inspired me, and you have shared a lot of these accomplishments, even in all of the doubt, because we knew that Andy Harris was just going to be on the Trump train to decimate our civil rights. Our union together is stronger because we did this together. I am imploring and asking the community to rise together to support us, because it didn't matter what was going on if you were a Republican or Democrat when our shores were being washed away, when projects and jobs weren't being accomplished because there was no money, when things got voted against. We stood together as a community, but yet when it came to the polls, the results came in for Andy Harris. So we started this. It is something that we did by myself, and we brought others into it to do it together. We're going to continue that on because everyone knows that I am here to make sure I support you by getting out there, talking to you, knocking on those doors, making those phone calls, and getting the help that we need to win, regardless of what year it is, because our support in communities are our friends, they're our veterans, they're our advocates to Annapolis, they're our advocates to Washington, D.C. But as you see, starting tomorrow, we have a lot more to do. The infrastructure that we started is going to continue to grow to make sure that our district is no longer gerrymandered and that you get the benefits, the protections, and the funding you need to support your business, our educators, our firefighters, our police, and our teachers. As you on the front lines who are doctors and nurses understand this the most, that this pandemic has shifted and changed so much in our communities. Regardless of if you're wearing a mask or not, please, for your own safety, wear one. When we file for running for Congress again, understand that we may be on the end of the pandemic, and we will be able to succeed because of your dedicated support to be with us door to door on every precinct in the entire district, regardless of how it changes when it gets reshaped. We need your support, and I thank you for supporting me. It's meant a lot to me and my family. So from ours to yours, thank you for all of your support, and let us continue to restore the decency with respect and dignity to our entire country by making sure that we restore that equity and equality to everyone, including you. Thank you for joining me.
First, he came after our immigrants. He came after our national origin. He came after our color. He came after our LGBT community. And then he came after me. And that's where the mistake happened. Don't Ask, Don't Tell ended without including transgendered soldiers. Yep, the Obama administration failed transgender soldiers. It didn't include me until later on. That's when I decided that I needed to come home to Virginia. But I couldn't come home. There was no equality at home. I came home to Maryland and DC, where there was equality. That wasn't true either. I got kicked out. I had to fight. I got on NBC News, fought against that administration, got back in, and then it was like deja vu. July 26th, first thing in the morning, Donald J. Trump said, "We're doing you a great favor. We're kicking you out. We deserve to serve."
Well, thank you, Marylanders. I thank you so much for everything that you've been able to do to help us get to where we are today. Over 100,000 decided to vote for the equity, that equality. And to the organization No Dim Left Behind, thank you for believing in us. Moms Demand Action, thank you so much for every postcard that you were able to. Veterans of VoteVets.org, thank you so much for making sure that we stand up to the tyranny of the president who called us losers and suckers. As an enlisted person who has retired, I completely understand why we need to be able to support our veterans. We've gone through so much, thick and thin. Brothers and sisters, blood is just part of the ground, the air, the water that we breathe in order to provide the one thing that makes our country whole: freedom. Our Bill of Rights, our constitutional amendments. We take care of our country, and to degrade us as losers and suckers, and it just didn't make sense. Our president is the wrong president, and I hope that later tonight at 9 p.m. or the next day, as long as it gets counted, every vote that gets counted, we will succeed in making sure that we will be able to run again, fight again, make things better. To the American Legion, the veterans of foreign wars, I thank you for providing me an endorsement to make sure that others were able to understand exactly what we've gone through continues to be echoed into all the communities, that we can be supported, that we need that representation. To Jared and the Lower Shore Progressive Caucus and Karen, y'all have been wonderful and instrumental in making sure that our Lower Eastern Shore is heard, not only in Annapolis, but Washington, D.C. And I will continue to be able to help you and your organization to protect the Lower Eastern Shore when it comes to the environment, when it comes to education, when it comes to healthcare. Those were the main reasons that we decided to run for office, because every county on our shore was different. To our Maryland high school Dems, y'all were fantastic. You did everything to help us in the youth community. You drove a lot of votes up, especially in the young age of under 25. Individual Wooster, I thank you so much for everything that y'all were able to do, manning the polls, doing a lot. The Democratic Women's Club of Wooster County, thank you again for allowing us to speak at the Women's March and do so much more with the community as we continue to help down the ballot races in the coming election. Our Revolution, Progressive Maryland, it was an honor to be with you and among your ranks to make sure that what would get done in the future will continue to get done. So we look forward to continue to work with you, make phone calls with you, and help our communities fight for the bills that are sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk. To the College Democrats of Townsend University, Amy Schumer was amazing to have here and to support us with our coalition No Dim Left Behind. I have to say, it is an honor to see those of the alumni to support everyone in Baltimore, Hartford, Carroll County, Cecil, and our northern counties to help everyone, because it didn't matter where you were. Even if you're a nurse of, Maryland University, you were actually helping those. Make room. Talk about wanting to help other candidates by going out on a limb and saying, yes, we support you. Thank you for that endorsement. LGBT Democrats of Montgomery County, and I have to say, as a person from the LGBT community, to receive that and to be given that endorsement was amazing. To hear that our own community will not be divided anymore, that we will become united, and eventually we will unite our shores to make sure that we are all blue in Maryland. Progressive Rising, it was amazing for what y'all were able to do, to pick up phone calls and send more postcards with us. It was truly amazing. Representative Dutch, thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to speak and your endorsement. Senator Von Holland, our environment is super important to protect. Congressman John Sarbanes, Congressman Steny Hoyer, thank you so much for your wonderful endorsement. It meant a lot to us. It showed that we had the credibility, the versatility in order to help everyone throughout the entire state, regardless of where they were working, so that we could then provide that infrastructure to help others. Congressman Jamie Raskin, we know our district is messed up, and that if you want to be able to, vote, you have to think of it like a car shift. You either put your car in R for Russia, put it in for democracy, which I hope a lot of people have, or you put it in me for M for Mia, which means that we can go even faster, work harder. And as you saw, we got from one side of the district all the way to the other side, all in one day, to represent everyone at the polls. We know Andy hasn't done that. Representative Raskin, you're the type of person that will go above and beyond to take care of us. And Representative Anthony Brown, you provided an endorsement because we are alike. We are military. We take care of our veterans first. And thank you for that. David Trone, Representative David Trone, it's amazing to have that endorsement because our communities also understand that when they come to work to Frederick or other places, that they will be able to rely on you, because some of the same issues on the western side of Maryland are the exact same ones that we're fighting on the eastern shore, and you have delivered and provided it with the quality education that our teachers needed. Except on the eastern shore, they're suffering because they're not getting paid enough. So thank you for believing in us so that we could be a future representative to help our educators, our teachers, and build the broadband infrastructure that they need to succeed. Johnny O, thank you so much for your amazing endorsement and videos to help us, help our communities, not only in Baltimore, but of course those who have to travel to the Eastern Shore, that we must make everyone understand that our public transportation is vital, especially in these times of need, that they needed to stay open and help others. To the Speaker of the House of Delegates, Adrian Jones, you've been a mentor and a success for everyone to look up to understand exactly what is going on when our community is in need, in that hurt. You were that voice that, rose above and told us that we can make a big difference if we continue to put faith in our voters. House Delegate Kerr, Andre Johnson, you've done amazing things. Michelle Gregory from the Councilwoman of Wicomico, amazing continued help. Thank you for being out there in the cold, in the heat, and to take care of our voters. It was amazing to see what you have been able to do all year long, including supporting Black Lives Matter. It made a big difference, and I was impressed, and we will continue to see more impressive people help everyone. House Delegate Julia Carr, David Moon, we're running out of time. Just so many people have provided us a lot of endorsements. Pat, Don, Mitch, Sarah, amazing spirit down there in Dorchester, Sheila Roof of the House of Delegates, and Delegate Malik. I think these are the types of voices that represent our communities, and we need more people for the next race to join us. Join our infrastructure so we can fulfill other neighboring districts and counties to provide more delegates and senators to help our communities who believe in us. Delegate Teresa, thank you so much for that endorsement. And lastly, thank you,
not Andy Harris, but the Andy Harris, for his personal struggles of like what he has to go through when he is called the same names that Representative Harris goes through on social media. So we understand that a lot of people don't have a platform. They don't understand why they're being called all these negative, nasty names on social media and everything else. But the Andy Harris provides a lot of positive light to endure through it, to make things positive regardless of how negative they are. So, that's nice to have a wonderful endorsement by the Andy Harris in his videos for the No Dumb Left Behind Gala. I have to say that we've gone through a lot together. We know exactly what we need to do, where we need to improve, and we know that the pandemic has hurt everyone. We were trying to help people in the then and now, and Representative Harris simply put fear into everyone. We understand exactly why he is afraid. We understand exactly why he has these issues. But the people believe that, just like they believed in Trump, and eventually they will lose, because we are actually trying to help you, but sadly we're going to have to continue to lobby and help you in the future to make sure that what you want, what you need, is that equity and equality, that job, that healthcare, that good teacher, that good mentor. We need that proper representation within Congress so that we can help everyone and not vote against them, but vote for them so that your voice and your story is heard. So this coming December, we look forward to making sure that we continue to inspire and lead others so that when it comes January and we have a new president, we know what bills need to get supported so that we can pick up the phone and call the representatives who will support us, who will help us, send letters to the editors, and continue to work within our team and organization to make sure that we succeed next time. Because you know that the map will change, the district lines will get redrawn, and we need your help to make sure that everyone gets representatives so that the equity and state funding isn't cut short for the Eastern Shore at all again. We need that support, we need that help, and I thank you for honestly being a part of it, helping us. I understand that I was almost everywhere. I will continue to be there, everywhere. And we will continue to make sure that when this pandemic is over, we will be able to see each other face to face again instead of via Zoom like we always have. So continue to look for our events, our emails, as we look forward to supporting you. And I am saddened that we've lost based on something that, we had a wonderful platform to help others. But I guess others didn't need the help that they got a Band-Aid or a grant from. So with that, have a wonderful night, and thank you so much for supporting our campaign for Friends of Mia Mason, for me, Mia Mason. Thank you. Have a good night. We'll look forward to bringing you more quality content, regardless of if it's gaming, building, or getting out there and helping our communities by showing you exactly what it takes, either going door to door, making phone calls, or supporting our legislators to help them understand exactly what's going on in their communities. Have a great night. Bye.